Okay, let's get started with our first move, the basic hip bump. The basic hip bump is flat foot, keeping your feet as far apart as your hips, tucked under. Remember your transverse abdominis muscle coming back, lifting up through the chest. Keep your arms out, and we're going to move our hips side to side like a pendulum. So you're going to push through, tightening your glutes, right, left, side to side. Now, depending on the beat of the music, you can take it slow or faster. Move side to side. Now, don't lock your knees back at all. Keep your knees soft, keep your chest up, and breathe through the movement. So just moving your hips side to side, using your glutes and all of your hip area at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And relax. We're going to take that same move and we're going to turn it into a double hip bump. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push your hip out to the side and bring it back in. Now the hip needs to come back to where it started. So when the hip comes out, don't do the double hip bump while your hip is out. Bring it back to where it started to go out again. Now, again, you're working through your glutes, so you're tightening and then release as it comes back in. So let's do 2 double hip bumps on each side. Starting with your right hip and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and breathe. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and relax. Going back to your first move, your basic hip bump again. Let's walk it forward for 4 counts and back for 4 counts, and then follow that with the double hip bump for 4 counts and then back for 4 counts. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4, and forward. 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4, and double. 2, 4, and back. And forward. And back. And relax. Just some things to note while you're doing these moves. When you're taking your steps, take your steps small so that you have more propulsion to put into your hips. If you take a big step, you're going to struggle a bit more through your hips. So let's keep the baby steps as you're moving forward and back. So think about that this is the area that you want to move, your hip area. Okay, the next move we're going to do is the basic hip bump again, but we're going to come up on our toes. Now I like to think of when I'm up on my toes, how am I going to keep my balance? I'm going to tighten through my thighs, and again I'm going to tuck under. So practice your balance by just coming up on your toes, on the ball of your foot and down, so that you're feeling quite balanced and you're still connected through the floor and through your feet, up in through your legs. And you can hold that posture quite comfortably. Now while we're doing the hip bump on our toes, we want to make sure that when we're stepping side to side, that we're not losing our balance. We're taking the same flat foot move and we're taking it side to side on our toes. And what we'll do is we'll take some little baby steps forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4, and forward. 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4, and relax. Okay, we're going to take the basic flat foot hip bump and the toes, and we're going to work through the 2 of them. Let's combine them and mix them together. All right, so here we go. Up, 2 and down, 2 and up, 2. And it feels like you're climbing up the stairs and then back down flat foot on the stair below. So we're going up the stairs on the toes and flat foot on the stair below. Up, up, down, down, 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 and one more, and down. Let's go back to your basic hip bump. Keep your hips moving. The more you move your hips, the more you'll create muscle memory. So keep your hips moving at all time. Always go back to your basic hip bump. It's a great foundation move to work through. Now we're going to try the double hip bump up on your toes. Now, this is going to be a bit tricky. You might find that you're out of balance a little bit. So let me just demonstrate. We're going to come up on the toes and we're just going to take a little step to regain our balance. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and relax. Now let's combine the two. Double hip bump, flat foot, and double hip bump on the toes. Here we go, starting with the flat. Right, 2, and 1, 2, and down, 2, and up, 2, and down, 2, up, 2, 1, 2, and up, 2, and relax. All right, so let's start again. We're going to take all those moves that we've just done and we're going to put them together. So starting with your flat, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on your toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and double, 2, 3, 4, and toes, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Now don't be afraid to go over and over this. The more that you do it, the more the muscle memory will happen and you'll become really good at it.